Alright, so I really hope I am in focus. Hi guys! So today, I thought I wanted to do something more fun, something more upbeat. Funny enough, I was actually thinking of this idea for a while now. Maybe I should do like a video on my pet peeves regarding books. So I thought maybe other people haven't really done this before. So I went on YouTube, I searched Book Pet Peeves Tag, and lo and behold, yeah, not very original of me. But you know, I thought, why not? It's a fun tag to do. And if you're a bookworm, you have book pet peeves as well. And so of course our pet peeves vary from one person to another. I personally do have a good list of pet peeves that regard books, but I narrowed it down to just some of my top book pet peeves. And I want to share them with you. So let's get started. For me, the thing is, books are so precious to me. They're like treasures. They're very precious and I take care of them. Like I really, really take care of them. Personally, I own a lot of paperback books. And so the thing that I hate the most is when people crack the spine on my books. Like seriously, I hate that so much. It gives me literally anxiety. If it's a hardbound covered book, that I don't mind because it's sturdy. It's very sturdy. If you crack the spine of a paperback book, eventually it's gonna break and fall apart. I have this one friend from college and she knows exactly that I hate it when people crack the spine of my paperbacks. So she was like, can I borrow that book that you have in your hands? She deliberately did this to me. Don't do that! Yeah, please don't. If you ever borrow one of my paperbacks, please don't crack the spine. Having no covers, and it may seem maybe a little bit strange to other people who don't do this to their books. I always make it an effort to cover my books. When I was in elementary, our teachers would always make us cover our books. I kind of carried that around with me when I buy my books. And since, like I mentioned in point 1, I have a lot of paperback books. So, of course, I want to really take care of them. Exhibit A. Okay, this is the Rose Society, and as you can see, it's very shiny. Why is it shiny? Because I have a plastic cover on it. The only thing that happens with my books over time, the papers get a little bit yellow on the sides, but other than that, they're in top condition. So I try to keep it that way. Also, another thing in regards with covering the book, I repeat, I will not bring a book with me around, carry it in my bag or anywhere else outside of my house if it does not have a plastic cover on it. But if it's a hard cover, I take the sleeve off, leave it at home, and just bring the naked book with me because I know I'm that clumsy and I know that I have people around me that are clumsy as well. Stickers. Case in point. So when I go to our local bookstores, purchase a book, usually the whole book is wrapped in a plastic cover. It's usually at the back here where the price is at. Instead of the price tag being on the plastic cover, so that when I rip off that plastic cover, the price tag is gonna come with it. But no! The price tag is sticked on to the book. The thing that just irks me the most is when I try to peel off the price tag, there is residue of the price tag on it and it's so hard to take it off. It leaves a mark or you just end up scratching the book. It just... Another thing also is because it has a plastic cover on it and the price tag is inside, when the cashiers need to scan the books, they use a blade and then they cut a little bit of the plastic cover open. Now the thing is, sometimes their blades, it actually also cuts the book itself. Just don't like it when there are stickers on my books. Folding of pages. So I saw this post on Facebook the other week. There are two types of people in this world. People that use bookmarks and monsters. I used to be guilty of this. I used to do this myself when I don't have a bookmark, but then I kind of lost that habit and I stopped doing that. My favorite type of bookmark to use are the magnetic bookmarks, and you know, you don't lose them. What I used to do is, I don't have a bookmark. What do? I fold the page. I'm not gonna fold it all the way, but you fold the page. If other people do that to their books, it's totally fine. I mean, do you, boo? But just don't do it to my books. Just don't. I hate it when people throw around books. I can't tell you how many times I have walked through school before. I see these teenagers talking to their friends like, I read this book before and I really, really love this book. And the other friend goes, I want to see that. What book are you reading? Can you lend it to me? And instead of like, let me hand this book to you, they just throw the book. Here. What? It's just a very big pet peeve of mine. A lot of people like it when book covers change from time to time. Sometimes I really like it when book covers have a change sometimes. Sometimes the book changes are a little bit better than the original book covers. Book cover changes aren't really that bad, except when the book cover gets changed into the movie posters. Now let me explain. Exhibit A. The perks of being a wallflower. If you know anything about me, I completely and utterly adore the perks of being a wallflower. I love it so much. And the thing is, I actually love the movie. It was a brilliant adaptation. I will not deny that. I just don't like it when the original book cover being changed into literally the movie poster. Maybe really it's just me, but I just don't like it. I love Ezra Miller, I love Logan Lerman, I love Emma Watson. Who doesn't love Emma Watson? I know it's marketing material. I just don't like their faces on the book. Alright, next point. People not taking good care of books. Now remember when I told you in my first pet peeve that I don't like it when people crack the spine? I don't like it when people borrow my books and it's in top condition and then it comes back to you totally destroyed. This also pretty much triggered why I like to put plastic covers onto my paperbacks. I'm gonna show you one of my books. In fact, it's the first book of one of my favorite series ever. Percy Jackson fans, look away for a moment or brace yourselves. Alright. The Lost Hero. This is the first book to the Heroes of Olympus series. I lent this to one of my friends. I love my friends. I really do. It was in top condition. Look at the spine. Look at it. Oh, there's paper in there. Wow. And also, look at that. Look at this. Like, look. It hurts me so much. Also, look what this does to the spine. Can you see? This is why I don't like it when people break the spine. Look at that. I just don't think I'll ever lend it to anyone else in fear that it will come back to me totally disheveled. People, please take good care of your books. And people who borrow books from other people, please take good care of them. Please. Now on to the story pet. I just literally smacked myself in the face. Now on to the story pet peeves. Now I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one when I say this. I absolutely hate spoilers. Although, if I really don't care about a certain book or the story, a certain movie, it's fine if you want to spoil it for me. When I have a conversation, like I say with my friends, and they have seen a movie that I have not seen yet, or they've read a book that I have not read yet, but I really appreciate it when my friends actually ask me, is it okay if I spoil it for you? At least they have my consent if I want them to spoil it for me or not. For example, I have not read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes yet. Please don't shoot me. So I've seen a lot of book reviews on YouTube, and I know that Tumblr is a very, very dangerous place to go on. I literally stay away from any social media that could give me any spoilers. Whenever I talk with someone who has read the book, I make it clear that please, I have not read it yet, no spoilers. As a literature major, some of the very big story pet peeves that I have is when a character has poor character development. So what makes a good character in a story is a character that has very good, character development, how you can see them grow throughout the whole book, or what they learn, what their struggles are, what they've learned from their struggles, etc., etc. Personally, I really love dynamic characters. That's very essential for me. And also in terms of relationships, the relationship really develops over the story of the whole book. But of course, I can explain it more in depth in another video. Next is cliches. What I mean by cliches is more on the romantic cliches, damsel in distress, Prince Charming, or a girl that just waits for a boyfriend or waits for someone to sweep her off her feet, and all those things. You know exactly what I mean. You know, the typical romantic cliches. The thing is, yes, I am a hopeless romantic. I love me some good romantic stories, but I like romantic stories that are a little bit more realistic. I really don't like stories that have like a fairy tale ending all the time, like a happily ever after all the time. And this is where people usually misunderstand me and think that I'm bitter, or I just, I'm so lonely. I don't like love stories. I really appreciate it when an author is able to bring something else to it. Like maybe it's a love story, but bring something else to the table, or like puts a twist into the story. That's what I mean, if that makes any sense to you at all. And lastly, this can be a whole other rant for a whole other movie. One of my pet peeves are movie adaptations. Now, personally, being a fan of books that have been adapted into movies, I don't like a lot of movie adaptations. It's a very thin line to tread upon. So there are people who watch the movie who actually have read the books as well, and they love the movie as well, even though the movie has strayed a little bit far away from the book itself. Fine. To each their own, but personally, it's just I have a love-hate relationship with movie adaptations. There are certain movie adaptations that I really enjoyed, that I really loved, that I really accepted. The Fault in Our Stars and Paper Towns. John Green was part of the directing team, so if there are any changes that happened in the movie, I trust John Green because he's the author. Of course, considering that movie adaptations and movies in general are only like 1.5 hours to 2 hours long, so of course we can't really expect too much. We can't really expect that every single little detail that was in the book is gonna be in the movie. No, of course not. But you would actually expect that at least the very important ones, the very important and very essential details are gonna be in the movie, somehow incorporated in the movie. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with movie adaptations. I'm very skeptical, and yes, I'm one of those annoying people in the cinema that's gonna sit in the cinema, watch the movie, and silently talk with my friends like, that was in the book, that was not in the book. Or when there's a line that was in the book, that was in the book. That was in the book. Or you're just gonna be like, nope. So yeah, those are my bookish pet peeves. By the way, if you've not checked out my last video yet, I actually made a book review on the manifesto on how to be interesting, and so I'm gonna link it somewhere here to my side with the magic of editing. It's gonna be here, so you can click on that. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, any feedbacks, or any requests, then let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. It's pretty late, and I'm just gonna go and relax. So I hope you're gonna have a great day, and I'm gonna talk to you guys again soon. Bye!